Wakey, wakey. Come on. Get out of bed. Woo! Hey, lovely to see you. Hello, Shirley. Anne-Marie Starfield. Hello, darling. It's a Saturday morning production. Come on, let's see it. All right now, baby, it's all right now. Woo! All right now, baby, it's all right now. How we doing, guys? Come on. Woo! I think we can play instrumentals. Hello, Jacqueline Jones. Fiona Pullen. How you doing, darling? Adam Cox. As sexy as always. Dorothy Allen. Loving you. I don't know the words to this one. We're going to be chatting about Glasgow yesterday. We're going to be talking about the state of Anfield Street. It's getting carnival out there, guys. All right now, baby, it's all right now. I know the chorus. It's the rain. The rain's out. Yeah, it certainly is. Hello, Claire Tracy. Hello, Treacle. How we doing? Lovely to see you. Loving the profile picture. Maureen Searle. Hello, Maureen. Gotta get your spirits high, people. Can you all hear me? Have we been sat down there? Got a bird nest up here. Chris Johnson. Oh, is he? I'll have to go and check out on him. We're being invaded. It's all coming down. The curtains are coming down, let me tell you. Love it to see you all, people. Stay tuned. We're almost there. It's a long one, ladies. You know what I'm saying? Got me anti-government shoes, look. Fantastic. Woo! What a tune there. That was instrumental. Hopefully we didn't get blasted out there. And you could all hear what was going on. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Saturday. You're in the house. Give Dave a like and share, guys. Fantastic. So, yeah, we're going to be going and checking out what's gone on in Glasgow yesterday. More murders. I think police shot a guy yesterday. We're going to get in some nuts and bolts on that. But state of Anfield streets. Have you seen what the Liverpool fans have been doing? My good God, the councils. God, I feel from this morning. Anfield. There's just wrappers and cans and all sorts everywhere. What a disgusting group of vile creatures we've all become. Look, I'm not separating myself from humanity. I'm not sitting here holier and worthier than thou. But I mean, that's just taking the piss. Do we like me anti-government shoes? I've got these. These are for Matt Hancock and Boris Johnson for when we go and stand on their testicles. Matt Hancock, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is shutting the beaches down. That's it. Now you're all royally toasted. You're done. You're done. You're done. Merv, hello, darling. Love it to see you, Merv. It's beautiful. So yeah, Matt Hancock, they put out in the paper this week that I think it was yesterday indeed, that 500,000 people have descended on British beaches this weekend, and he's going to be putting the kibosh on it. He's going to be having the police out there in full force. They can't deal with burglaries. Oh no. But if you want to go to the beach because of the Corona juice, they're all throwing Corona juice balls down on the beach with their badminton rackets and they're throwing back. Look, I'm not suggesting that stuff ain't getting real, right? I'm not suggesting that coronavirus ain't real. I chatted with a mate of mine yesterday who's in the NHS, National Health Service, lives down the road, doing some work for him. He transplants organs. He's very, very high up in that. They fly hearts around everywhere and all sorts of bloods and stuff. All a bit macabre to me, but that nonetheless, that's what they do. And he said to me that, look, it's definitely happening. He said there are people dying. He said, and if people get it, he said it ruins your lungs. He said your lungs, he said, it's like you smoked 1,000 fags a day. So it's going to take some getting over. So I'm not suggesting this ain't happening, but Matty Hancock, bless his heart, he's turning around and saying now that you're not allowed to the beaches, and he's going to be blocking you on every front from going down to the beach, which is, I look, don't get me wrong, right? But salt water and sunlight and vitamin D and good fresh sea air is so good for the body. Like, let me tell you, it is more than good for the body. It is electrifyingly good. And what we got to understand here, ladies and gentlemen, is we've got we're going to have a little chat. Look at this Glasgow eyewitness standing on a second. But yeah, we'll wait and see. But yeah, the beach is ask the people of his country down the beaches. Don't. Now, I want to get NEF and the COVID juice that we've got right now. And the difference is that obviously hundreds of thousands of people were actually perishing during the Black Death, and that was a proper pandemic and epidemic. That weren't too clever, right? That was quite nasty. But the Black Death just got on with it, so and they did. We've got on with it. But this time around with the COVID juices is that we've got people Parliament building telling us what to do and locking everybody down. That's the difference. This kind of totalitarianism, but the Black Death, it never had totalitarian. It never. They would facility in 1665 were free. Remembering that the Cesarevich come in 1666, we're going to have things and bits this morning. This is my good buddy Carl Vernon. Carl Vernon, there's a couple of guys that I really, really enjoy on the internet right now. One of them's an elderly gentleman called Vernon Coleman, and the other geezer is Vernon Cole. Cole Vernon. Cole Vernon and Vernon Coleman. Two ends of the spectrum, but let me tell you, unbelievable. We've had a guy this week also. Why is that not coming out of full screen? Oh, come on. Play the game. Here we go. Right, so we're going to be looking at, we're going over to Florida in a second with Cole. This guy makes a lot of sense for me. And there was a guy this week that had his mask on in his car, And wildlife, he'd have a mask on in the car, don't know, but he did. And he's breathed in so much of his own carbon dioxide, right? And this video I'm going to play you next is very in tune with that. That he's passed out at the steering wheel of his motor and T-boned a tree, and think he's probably lucky to get away with his life. But all we got now is a government that wants to lock us all down with this COVID-19 and take away all of our freedoms, our country, our roads, our beaches. It's a fourth column, it's a fifth column. And this guy where I was working yesterday, he's very, very high up in the NHS, right? Let me tell you. He said his dad's still alive. He's 86 years old. And he said to his son the other day, he said, son, I actually believe that Boris is a fifth columnist now. He said, I really do. He said, this is a totalitarian tiptoe. And I'm like, they're all starting to get it now. So it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Right, so I'm going to play this video. This is Florida residents. This is Carl Vernon, and he's going to be talking you through what's just been going on in Florida.
I'm an American patriot. See that flag? I would die for that flag. The Constitution that you were supposed to uphold, I would die for that.
It is appalling that each and every one of you sitting up there as human beings, part of the human race, the only race that we have, would suggest to muffle people, to put masks on our face, to keep us from breathing oxygen, to get us to become sickly.
You preach pseudoscience and safety. Does anyone care about preserving the liberty of the people who pay your salaries?
Amen.
Some of you are up there smirking and smiling at public comments to which you do not agree. I have the photos, and they're shameful.
They want to throw God's wonderful breathing system out the door. You're all turning your backs on it. Can you prove that it's good for people to breathe carbon dioxide over and over and over again?
What about PTSD from child abuse situations? I was left in a hot car. You want to cover my face? I'm going to hyperventilate because I remember being stuck in that hot car. What about people like me? We don't matter because of the greater good, right?
Well, hell yeah. No.
Hell yeah.
These people would make me be proud to be one.
I own a firearms business. And I think you might agree with me that it would be ludicrous for me to allow someone into my shop to purchase a firearm who's wearing a mask, whose face I cannot see.
We will get together and do a citizen's arrest on every single human being that goes against the freedom of choice. Okay?
Amen.
You literally cannot mandate somebody to wear a mask knowing that that mask is killing people.
You're not God, and since masks are harmful, where there is risk, there should be choice. You're removing our freedoms and stomping on our constitutional rights by these communist dictatorship orders or laws you want to mandate.
Good. The measure was approved.
I know. I was as disappointed as you when I saw that. They had all these fine people with their compassionate, scientific, emotional, but factful pleas. And they still made the face mask mandatory. It's a bit like what Mark Twain says, isn't it? If voting made any difference, they wouldn't let us do it. You kind of get this impression that through all the lip service and allowing these people to talk, face masks are always going to be mandatory.
We know that mandatory masking works. We see it work in other communities. We know that it stops the spread of COVID. We are at a crisis point.
Nobody's mentioned death. I've lost a son to this disease. I lost a grandmother and a grandfather to this disease. And I have 3 people on respirators right now. It's real.
Unlike mainstream media, I like to put out both sides of the debate to get the balance right. So we give ourselves a fair chance of taking in the information and coming up with what we feel is right for us. And as you heard the First Lady talking there, mandatory face masks work. Not quite sure whether they got the scientific evidence for that, but sure they'll muster up some from somewhere. And the second lady there said that she's lost people through coronavirus and it's very real. So the only thing to add to that is there have been COVID-19 related deaths where it's took the lead on the death certificate, but there's been other underlying causes to deaths as well. But we can debate, we can disagree. Doesn't mean that we can't get on, does it? I'm sure you agree with that. I'm sure most sane people would. As long as you're not pushing things and ramming things down your throat like I wouldn't do to you and you wouldn't do to me, that's fine. We can debate, we can disagree. It doesn't mean we can't move on. It doesn't mean that we can't get on, does it? I don't know. The way a lot of these people are acting nowadays, it's kind of my way or the highway. Anyway, this has brought out the American spirit in me. Yeah. And talking of debate and potentially disagreeing, have a look at this beauty.
Hey guys, so I got a lot of questions after my last video and everyone wanted to see me make hot tea or British tea. So today we are going to
British tea, man.
So fill our mug with water, put it in the microwave, set it for a minute, pour the milk in, drop your tea bag in, add the sugar, give it a little stir, and that's how you make hot tea.
No. No. That's not how you make tea.
No, it's not.
Do you know how many British people are just watch that and just gone frantic? No, that's not how you make tea. I think we're off on the wrong foot already when you start off calling it hot tea or British tea. You know something's going to go wrong when you hear that. It's a cup of tea, as we say. It's a cup of tea. What you ended up there with was a steaming hot cup of milk with a tea bag floating. It ain't tea. We take our tea real serious.
Yeah, man.
You know, and as I've got older, I have a cup of tea in the evening now. I've been told that it's all part of getting a bit older. You have a cup of tea in the evening. I do enjoy my cup of tea in the evening. Anyway, this tea feud has escalated so much that the military have got involved.
First, you add your tea bag. If you take sugar, stick a bit of that in.
No, don't do the cocaine no more.
Use a kettle.
They got a hot tap.
Then you just add milk.
There's your Royal Navy, showing you the big end of British tea. Yes.
Making tea at altitude is complex, as water boils at quite a different temperature. Thanks. Through adversity, we produce quite a palatable product for the enjoyment and education of our delightful US hosts.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Never use a microwave. We've got this fantastic invention called a kettle. Always use a kettle. There's a bit of debate. I've seen people put milk in before you put the hot water in. I'm not sure about that myself. I put the tea bag in, then put the milk in, and then if you have a bit of sugar, you can put a bit of sugar in. Anyway, listen, like I said, we take this stuff seriously, and however you take your tea, have a nice cup, enjoy it, but make it properly. If you've enjoyed these few minutes of common sense, rationale, and sanity, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to stay updated. Thanks for all your support on Patreon and PayPal, and thanks for sharing with everybody that you know. In these trying times, the very best place to stay in touch is to subscribe on the website, carlvernon.com. Ta-ta.
He's a dude, isn't he? He's a dude. Right, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to stay in here. I'm going to have a look at the Glasgow stabbings of yesterday. I've got an advert, an article up here already. Officer stabbed in Glasgow hotel attack has been named. Glasgow stabbing. Let's go down to the article that I am on right now. What one am I on? Oh well, let's go to this Glasgow stabbing. Hopefully you can see this. This is the Daily Telegraph. Let me just get my screen back up so I know that you can see What we're seeing right now, John, is free for the first month. Don't think so. Right, so the Daily Telegraph, ladies and gentlemen, lovely to see you all this morning. By the way, consider liking, subscribing and sharing and give me a thumbs up and a bell button, and you know the drill. This is the Glasgow stabbing eyewitness describes, and we're going to get into the nuts and bones of it.
On the streets there, and we heard some screaming and a lot of commotion. And looked out over the window and we could see a lot of panic. We could see someone down below on the steps of the hotel lying there. We couldn't see much, but we went downstairs, and by the time we got down there, we heard police were already on scene, and incredible response from them. But they went in and shot the person in question. I only heard the gunshot, but saw, unfortunately, one gentleman with his life.
Morning, Danny Thomas. We're going to get into this SKV, bro.
Steps. Who was this? One of the men who were one of the victims. Blood coming from their torso and on the steps. It's not something you expect to see on a Friday afternoon. But I think the first thing they did was really there was a lot of vehicles coming in, and they cordoned off the whole area. I can't believe how many police were there so quickly. It was an incredible response from Police Scotland. But it's just a lot of panic and a lot of tears and emotions from a lot of people who were unfortunately having to see this.
I saw people that were being treated that had blood all over them. There was blood on the ground. I saw people with the police shouting, "Put your hands up! Put your hands up!"
Put your hands up!
Police cars, ambulances all over the street. We cordoned off, and they were shouting to people in other buildings away from the Park End Hotel to stay inside.
Right, so you've just heard their eyewitness accounts. What happened? A suspected attacker has been shot dead by police after going on a stabbing spree inside a Glasgow City Centre hotel. The suspect was an asylum seeker who went on a rampage after complaining about the hotel meals served him during the COVID-19 pandemic. Apparently, they served him pork, and he said this is haram. The knifeman, who was from Sudan, had threatened violence against refugees and complained he was very hungry in recent days after being rehoused in a hotel, an activist told the Telegraph. What we know, police said the suspect had been shot and had died. 6 people remain in hospital with injuries. A 42-year-old police officer was stabbed in the attack and is currently being treated in hospital. I wish you well, and I hope you get well soon. He is in critical but stable condition, Police Scotland have said. The other men in hospital are aged 17, 18, 20, 38 and 53. Fuck me, that's like picking the lottery numbers. The attack was at the Park Inn Hotel. In fact, if anyone's out there, you might want to include them numbers in the lottery. You might win. Is anyone still doing the lottery? I don't know. That's just me pointing out. An attack was at the Park Inn Hotel on West George Street, and armed police were seen storming the building. It is not terror related. Funny that. Nah, it's not. No, it's not. It's not terror related. Really? Really? You don't think so? Police shoot dead asylum seeker who went on a knife rampage in Glasgow. Police officer Chief Constable Ian Livingstone, who paid tribute to the officers, including the Constable David Witt, who was stabbed during the attack. There's PC David. PC David Witt, we wish you all the best. We hope that you make a fine recovery very, very soon. And we're sorry that our country has failed you and put you in that position. I can vilify and attack the police with my words on many occasions, but the last thing I want to see is people losing a life and suffering physical damage in the consequences of it. Right, so let's just have a little look. Oh no, that's coronavirus live. Liverpool mayor considers curfew. So look, this is it. It's all reaction solution, yeah. So they're going to put a curfew in, so you can't go to your town centres. Do you understand? I don't know whether you do. Okay. Liverpool Football Club has condemned the wholly unacceptable gathering of fans during title win after huge crowds descended on the city last night in defiance of social distancing rules. Now, there's something very important in these words here, right? And what the system absolutely hates, from councillors to councils to government, is this defiance that you all possess by going out on the streets, right, and enjoying yourself. How dare you? But this is the problem with the system. They now see that you going out on the streets and having a good time is a defiance, okay, of social distancing rules. Well, the police are not exercising social distancing rules. The footballers certainly ain't exercising social distancing rules. If you go, oh, I'm going to be chatting to you guys and girls about my visit to Aldi yesterday in Maidstone. Whew, one up for the people. Police in Liverpool have been granted more powers to disperse crowds in the city centre after Liverpool buildings caught on the fire amid wild celebrations over the city's Premiership League triumph. Video circulating on social media appears to show fireworks and flares being set off and glass bottles thrown at the police. Well, you've kept everyone locked indoors. We're not chickens, you know. We're not farm fruit. We're men and women. We love our bit of freedom. The girls like down the beach and getting the backs out and getting them suntan. The boys like going down and saying, "Oh, let's have a look." We like going out. All right. Mickey Flanagan talks about out. But you can't be kept in your houses for 3 months and not expect this little show of jubilation every day. Liverpool Football Club. The condition, by the way, is messed. It shows the mentality of the people of this country now, that they don't really give a shit. It's like Roman times. Bread and services. That's all we've got going on. So, let me see if still everything's going on all right here. Guys, because my other things is frozen up. Can you still see me? Have we still got 45? If that's all right, I lost. Let me just shut this down. I don't know whether I've just lost my feed. Let me just check out. Are we still in business? I might have a bit of a feed coming. Danny Shine. I know Danny Shine very well. He's a good buddy of mine. Lagging out. Sound's gone dodge, Dave. Your sound card needs changing, Dave. Danny Shine did a great little video on police and lack of their distances. Pretty funny. We'll take it, Dave. Yeah, he's funny. Can we all hear me? I think we're back. Boycott the National Lotto. Selling till it's, yeah. I think we're back. Are we back? It looks like I've got, you're back again. Right, okay. So you're saying, it's what it is. It's because I'm playing videos as well, and it's just the bandwidth on this old BT cable. Fiona Puller says, you're back again. Yes, I am. Right, so a Liverpool Echo. This is all these people are about, right? The mayors, all these people are about, you will now bend over and do what they say. This is what I said, the difference with other pandemics of years ago and this thing that we've got in this country right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not a pandemic because it's not even affecting 1% of the population. And I can't see that ever changing. That's a pandemic and epidemic, all right? And a pandemic and epidemic is always recorded after the fact as a pandemic or an epidemic. It's not never at the beginning, okay? You can't predict the score of a football match at the beginning of the match. Chelsea-Millwall, Chelsea won 3-0. You can't do that. And that's the same with pandemics and epidemics and viruses, etc. You can't do that. But the problem is, we've now got these people in the system that think they own us all and own the roads and own the beaches and own the fucking full caboodle. Councils own everything. They own your bodies. They own that. They're just unreal, these people. They're in for a fucking big shock, let me tell you. They think they own it all. So now we've got the mayor, Joe Anderson, is considering a curfew. I'll bet Joe Anderson in his private capacity is cavorting around and not exercising no social distancing. This is just the big foot in the back of your head. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what anyone says. I appreciate Liverpool FC fans want to celebrate, but please, for your own safety, it's all for your own safety. All right? All for your own safety. And that of others, go home and celebrate at home. No, we don't want to sit in fucking doors, you numpty. He wrote on Twitter, COVID-19 is still a major risk in our city. Has almost lost far too many people from the illness. In a joint statement published this morning, Liverpool Football Club, Merseyside Police and Liverpool City Council added that the region is still disproportionately affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and urged fans to celebrate their title win safely. The potential danger of the second peak, potential, see, you know, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? I don't know. It's a potential. It has the potential. Okay. And we need to work together to make sure that everything has been achieved as a region. Because now what they're saying is, oh, you can't come to the beaches. We're all stressed out. NHS is already on the limits. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know, but the hospitals ain't very busy. The Nightingale hospitals certainly are not busy. All right. So I don't know where this NHS trust is large enough the expression that the NHS is overworked and overstressed. Now, to prove that to yourself, if the NHS was overworked and overstressed, if you went down to your National Health Hospital right now, in whatever area that it is that you live in, right, I promise you that the car parks are going to be fairly reasonably empty. And that you're gonna walk in there, and it's gonna be like walking into a big department store and looking around, going, oh, "This is nice and chilled out." God, fuck me. And then, hello, what you doing then? Oh, you've got something stuck in your bottom. Have you been playing sexy games? Yes. Oh, well, just go and sit over there, and the doctor will see you in a minute. So, if this was really happening, and people were dying like left, right, and centre of this, the nurses they'd be queuing up out the door. There'd be bodies lying in the doorway. The arms of a body would be getting caught in the doors that swing open and shut. And when you go in there, you're always greeted by that lovely security guard from the NHS, isn't you? Yeah? What do you fucking want? They walk around with their security things on their arm like little Nazi Gestapo heroes. And it's, yeah, right, you know. Now you can't go shopping. They're going to do a temperature check. See, look, here's the thing for me, right? All the pubs, if the pubs, I'm not really one that goes to the pubs in any case, right? But if I did, and they had all these split screens and distancing in order, and you had to ring up and let them know you're coming and book in and give them all your information, guess what? I ain't going to the pub. If Lakeside, which is now just gone into receivership, I don't know if you know that, Intu, the INTU. Now, I watched Intu staff bash up a homeless man about 6 months ago, maybe slightly more, who was just sitting in one of their bus shelters outside, maybe having a little stink up and putting people off for coming shopping. Well, the 4 Inchu security guards were reaching his arms up his back so bag, I thought he was going to snap his arm off like a bit of crispy KFC chicken. And I just thought, you scumbags. You scumbags. But Intu have gone bust. Intu have gone into administration, receivership, Lakeside, Blue Water, actually. Sorry, not Lakeside. I think Blue Water. It could be Lakeside. I'm not too sure. It was on the radio yesterday when we was out and about. Have gone bust. So guess what? If these Lakesides and all these other lots, you go there, you've got to have your stuff scanned. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. Guess I'm not going. I'm not going to shop at these places. All right. Because this is the choices that we have. We don't have to go along with this totalitarian tiptoe because we hold the power. If we decide en masse that we're not going to go shopping at Lakeside and that anymore, then they all go bust and then they'll all be begging for you to go back. they'll have to change their ways, okay? Because this is what we do. This is how we bring the corporations down, the energy thieves, okay? That's what we do. So we've taken the pubs out of the equation. The supermarkets, yesterday, I went up to Aldi's and Lidl's to get me shopping, bits and bobs, and we're growing loads of food this time here, by the way. We're just waiting for it all to come in. I said to the security guard on the door, I said, all right, mate, how you going? He said, yeah. I says, they're still taking cash in here. He said, yeah. So we go through the thing here. I see a few people I knew in there. We was having a little bit of a chat. And I went to pay. And this guy, I says to him, cash all right? He said, we prefer card. I said, I don't care what you prefer. I said, you're having cash. Now, generally, as a rule of thumb, I was using a card prior to all this COVID juice related incidents. All right. But now that all these outlets and that are saying it's card only, I'm paying by cash. I will purposely go to a cash machine to draw cash out and pay by cash to keep cash going. And I said to the security guard, you've got to keep cash going. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think you realise how powerful cash is. It's a medium of exchange for us, so we can get our eggs and bacon and all our other bits and bobs, right? But if we all go cashless and cards, and the police don't like something you've done, or you've done something, they switch you off. The bank could just say, no, you're not using your card. So guess what? You can't go and get your eggs and bacons, can you? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah? So we have to keep cash going. I really want to hammer that one home this morning, ladies and gentlemen, for all and every one of you. You have to keep the cash going. I can't stress that enough. So if Aldi's and Lidl's descended into we're not taking cash no more, and you've got to mandatorily wear a mask, guess what? I won't be shopping at them places no more. I will go to my local high street. I'll go to the corporate takeover. We have something on the shop. Go and get. Remember, as a kid, my mum and we're having cigarettes, drinks. It was all fairly reasonably priced. There was nothing, and then the section over there with veggies, and my mum would go up and slice on a load of ham. Yeah, he'd walk the ham through, the ham on the bone, he'd walk through and put the in. Greaseproof and rolls and whatever. So that's what people used to do. And the thing is, because there was so much competition, it used to be everything else. But these people now, they would get the time. You need to reset your router. What's my router doing? What's my router doing? Don't forget, people. No, my router's fine. It could just be the weather. I don't know. Does the weather have any effect on this internet stuff? Maybe it does. You need to reset your router. Now, atmospherics seem to be very high today. Sounds good. Good. You can't go. Really have fun. Right. Here's the deal. Matt Hancock now wants to shut all the business down, look at that. I don't even think he's got the factual capabilities to do it. But why do the people of that country fight against us? Why do the politicians follow the politicians fight against us? That's a totalitarian system. That's not what we're for. Trust me, we shouldn't be in these times. Got in? Oh, God. Can you hear me? Stand on in. Sound on again. Oh, man, what's going on? I'll just wait for it to settle down. 5v5. Right, so 5v5. Atmospheric can only exist in a container. There is solid crystalline dome above. We are encapsulated. Bandwidth must be very stretched. Just sound like a broken keyboard. That's not good. That's not good. Can you hear me now? If not, I'll end this and then we'll just come back on my YouTube channel. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. Guys, I'm going to stop this StreamYard broadcast, and I'm going to come back over to you just on my YouTube channel. All right? Stay tuned and rip the knob off. Okay, clear now. Crystal clear. Now crystal clear. It's all crystal clear. Right, so, society. Can we be forced, each and every one of us, can we be forced to be part of this so-called society? And what is being part of this society? What is it that Boris Johnson controls? What is it Boris Johnson owns? I'll tell you what Boris Johnson owns and tell you what Boris Johnson controls. It's this. That's it. It's raining there. That's what Boris Johnson owns. Boris Johnson is the head of this corporation, the birth certificate, all right? But we're clearly not this, okay? This is just a warehouse receipt. Now, we can't be forced because we're men and women. We are sentient light beings. We can't be forced to be part of something that we don't wish to be part of. So what we have to do, in my humble opinion, is come away and we have to set the record straight. All right. Now, before I disappear, I want to show you a few things which I will be taking down to the local court very soon once this all craziness settles down. And we've been here before, and this is an ecclesiastical deed poll, evidence of life. That's the evidence of life. And there is a copy of the birth certificate. They're all bound up, and that's got to go. That's going to be going down to local court and setting the record straight, because I don't want part of this no more. This totalitarian tiptoe's got to stop. Peeps, I'm going to get going. I'm going to be back with you a little bit later today. It's just that we're obviously having some internet problems this morning, and rather than muck you glorious lot about, and the show that we'll do later on tonight or over the weekend is that paperwork and how we pull away from their system, okay, and set the record straight, because they consider us all to be dead lost at sea. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not dead lost at sea. I am firmly on the land. I'm certainly not a vessel in dry dock. I'm certainly not a vessel out on the high seas. And that is what we're going to be chatting about a little bit later on today. So to PC White that got attacked yesterday in Scotland, God bless you. I hope you get well very, very soon. And it is absolutely ripping down outside now. So peeps, I will see you all later. Thanks for tuning in, and stay God blessed, and just keep yourself ticking over, and we'll be talking about how to exit Babylon a little bit later on today. Okay, you take care of yourselves, and I will see you all soon. Danny Thomas, God bless you, brother. Stuart James, you have a lovely day, And I'll see you all of you that have tuned in this morning. Thanks for taking the time out to listen to Old Witchy Album.